The City of Calgary is creating a permanent memorial in honor of all the Indian residential school survivors, IRS, and the thousands of children who never returned home. The project aims to acknowledge the truth of Canada's colonial history, honor the survivors and their families, and educate the public about the legacy of residential schools. One of the possible locations for the memorial is Fort Calgary, a historic site that was once a trading post and a police barracks. Fort Calgary has a strong connection to the Indigenous history and culture of the region, as it was built on the traditional lands of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Tsuut'ina Nation, and the Stoney Nakoda peoples. Fort Calgary also hosts an annual Indigenous Day Live event that celebrates Indigenous arts and culture. The memorial at Fort Calgary would be a place of healing, reflection, and learning for all Calgarians. It would honor the resilience and strength of the survivors and their descendants, who have contributed to the social, economic, and cultural fabric of the city. It would also acknowledge the intergenerational trauma and ongoing impacts of residential schools on Indigenous communities. The memorial would also reflect Calgary's commitment to reconciliation and healing, as part of its response to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls to action. The city has adopted a reconciliation policy framework that guides its actions and decisions regarding Indigenous relations. The city has also established an Indigenous Relations Office that works with Indigenous communities and organizations to foster mutual understanding and respect. The permanent memorial for residential school survivors and victims in Calgary is a meaningful and important project that will help create a more inclusive and compassionate city. It will also serve as a reminder of the need to continue working towards reconciliation and justice for all Indigenous peoples in Canada.